And we are back here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI. I'm your studio host for Prep Recruiting Insider, Rick Daly, along with our recruiting insider, the I in PRI, Renee Nato. And we are also joined by Rod Walker, sports writer extraordinaire for the New Orleans Advocate on the prep side, and Louisiana High School Coaches Association Hall of Famer, Laurie DuPont. And we're covering the non-select semifinals. We're starting out in Class 5A. Mandeville travels to John Ehret. And Rod, what are your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, that matchup's pretty intriguing. First, because it's two, New Orleans area teams, and Mandeville's a team that beat Landry Walker last week. A pretty impressive win, actually. Now they have to come over and play another team from the same district with Landry Walker and this John Ehret team that's kind of, the defense has been the story all year with that team. They're a team that don't give up a whole lot of points, and they feel like if they can score 2 or 3 touchdowns, that's probably good enough to win.
And Laurie, it's pretty remarkable, a 12 seed traveling to a 9th seed. That doesn't happen very much in any classification, but it might show the balance that they have in Class 5A.
Absolutely. I think Mandeville just got better and better as the season went. I think everybody would testify to that. They played great football. The Ogeron boys are the Ogeron boys, but Bay Sun kids, but the quarterback and receivers are special. They know how to win. Middle linebacker from Everett is very, very special, which Rod just mentioned. It's going to be an interesting game for the semis right there.
Absolutely, and we've had John Ehret on earlier in the year with Coach Corey Lambert and his fine crew. And we had Babe Ogeron on as a legend last year. Renee, what are some of your thoughts on this matchup?
The Ogeron twins are very, very good. You got a secondary from Mandeville. Evan Guillory and Drake Graham patrol that secondary for Mandeville and do a very good job. You got the recruits that play together so well. Karan Bayham goes down first game of the season, and he's a commit to Missouri, the quarterback for John Ehret, and the train keeps moving. Robert Green is a guy going to Army, Dejon Harris, Arkansas, Michael Divinity going to LSU, Jarius Wallace going to Central Florida. Though that defense is loaded with stars, recruits, so it is tough sledding against that Patriot defense.
And in the other semifinal matchup in 5A, Parkway, the 6th seed, goes to Zachary, the number 2 seed. Rod, what are your thoughts?
I think the thing about that game that you look at is Zachary's offense. They really put up a lot of points in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, and just really explosive on offense. And they're going to be hard for that Parkway team to stop, but it should be a really intriguing game.
Okay, what do you think, Laura?
I think Parkway's a sleeper. I really do. I think they've proven it last week and the week before. They can score some points. If you want a high-scoring game, this is one to watch. I promise you that.
And those 2 teams took care of the River Parish teams last week, Renee.
And Parkway lost to Evangel week 4, but they have a quarterback, Keandre Woody, who is a commit to Louisiana Tech. DJ Morgan is going to Mississippi State as a wide receiver, and Lindsey Scott is a quarterback from Zachary who's committed to Syracuse. So you got 2 field generals that can light up the scoreboard and are very, very exciting to watch. They'll both be playing on Saturdays next year.
They better have plenty of light bulbs on hand because that scoreboard's going to get lit up. Let's move on to Class 4A. Warren Eastern, the surprise team perhaps in the entire New Orleans area, a 5th seed at number 1 seed Neville. Rod?
I think Warren Easton's probably the most remarkable story of the season because everybody has sort of written them off after last year. They lost the Gatorade Player of the Year. They lost Tyron Johnson also, who's now at LSU. And everybody just thought this team would be down this year, and they were able to bounce back. And they only have the 1 loss this season, and they really played well. And the thing about this team is I think they're probably just as good on defense as they are on offense, which may have been a little, last year the offense sort of carried the team. This year it's really a good defense to go along with that offense. This is a rematch of the 4A title game from last year.
That's right. And Laurie, you have some experience going up to Neville and playing up there. What is that going to be like?
Neville is, again, I call them the kingpin. They're the team to beat. They pre-ranked number 1. They are number 1 right now, and until somebody beats them, that's the team I think everybody's got a favor right now. But let me tell you something. Warren Easton was another one, like Rod said. Look, everybody kind of counted them off during the season, and I think the experience they had from last year and in the past with the success, don't count them out. But I think Neville's the team to beat.
Renee?
Mickey McCarty, 22 seasons, 11 state titles for Neville. Rashard Lawrence, his top recruit in the state, is a defensive tackle. Neville has pitched 5 shutouts this season, but Tony Hull, he has just done magic this year. What a coaching job, replacing all those recruits last year, 16 that signed Division I scholarships. What a great job he's done, and he's got that team believing and playing right at the right time. And being at the Dome last year, I think Laurie would attest to this, is going to carry over and help a lot being in the limelight. And
we'll have Coach Hull and the Eagles on after the first of the year. We're looking forward to that visit. The next semifinal matchup, 14-seeded Edna Karr, the Cougars, coming from virtually nowhere at number 10 Franklinton. Rod, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, this is an Edna Karr team that started the season off 0-3, and everybody was, you know, just sort of wondering if, you know, if Karr was kind of, you know, on a downswing, I guess, and they bounced back, and they're a really good team, especially when Alden Clark's playing, you know, at quarterback. I mean, he's, you know, player of the week this week and just putting up phenomenal numbers all season long.
And that's a 14th seed out of 10th seed, Coach Shane Smith and the Demons of Franklinton. That's a tough place to play, Laura.
Yeah, it is. And let me tell you something. Both teams have successful programs, and they both know how to win. And that's what it's all about. That's why Edna Karr's again still here, and Shane's here with his program with the Demons. Just success breeds success, and I think this is going to be a close game.
That's probably the theme of Class 4A. It's a program classification when you look at those 4 schools, Renee.
And you got Franklinton with 3 state titles. Shane Smith does a great job. 45.5 points per game the last 2 outings. And Edna Karr, Alden Smith, 21 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions. His wide receiver, DeMonte Woodridge, 22 yards per catch. They are explosive, and Coach Brown has done a great job with Karr.
So that is the Class 4A semifinals. Warren Easton at Neville, Edna Karr at Franklinton. The program classification, as we've learned today on Prep Recruiting Insider. When we come back, we're going to go to the other non-select classifications with Coach Don Rodrigue, 3A, 2A, 1A. This is Prep Recruiting Insider from the Event Center here at NOLA Motorsports Park, right across the parking lot from the greatest karting facility you have ever seen. We're going to be right back after a brief timeout with more playoff matchups. This is PRI.